Greetings everyone, this is Fleet Admiral Port Lexington. Here I am. I'm a member of a fleet called American Command, and I am making this video because I've noticed that new players who join the game and join my fleet don't know how to get to the fleet locations, or what they look like, or what they're about. So this video is just to show you how to get there, to the various fleet locations. If I click on this tab saying our fleet holdings, it will show you what locations we have. As you can see, there are 6 locations listed here. The Starbase, the Spire inside a Dyson Sphere, the Research Lab in the Delta Quadrant, the K-13, an original series style space station that's a bit battered, an embassy on the new Romulus homeworld, and a dilithium mine. So we have 6 fleet locations, as does every fleet. The locations, they tend to start off pretty basic when you first form a fleet, and you can run projects and donate to those projects to improve your fleet locations. But this video isn't about that. This video is just about going to the locations and having a look. So here I am, I'm starting here at Earth Space Dock, a location that's very familiar to everyone. Everyone knows where this is. When you start the game, this is where you are. When you finished your tutorial, beamed up from the academy, and here you are at Earth Space Dock, and you've just joined a fleet, and you want to go to have a look at the fleet locations. So what do? You beam up to your ship with this button. So you're now leaving Earth Space Dock to beam onto your ship, which will be in Earth orbit. Here we are, this is my ship in Earth orbit. I was just in there in the Starbase, in Earth Space Dock, or Starbase number 1. The overall Starbase for all of Starfleet. All the different fleets of Starfleet, that's the overall base, the public base. We're in Earth orbit here, which is known as local space. We're going to leave local space and go out into the galaxy by clicking on this button, Depart System. So now we're departing Earth's solar system, going into the larger galaxy itself, the space between solar systems. Here we are, in the space between solar systems, near to Earth's system. And to get to our fleet starbase, all you have to do is go up to this little button up here, click on it to bring up the map. This is the map of the Beta Quadrant, the galaxy's Beta Quadrant. If you click on the galaxy map, you'll see that there's the Alpha Quadrant, where Deep Space Nine is, the Beta Quadrant, where Earth is, and the Delta Quadrant, where Voyager was. But we don't want galaxy map, we want area map, which shows just the quadrant we're in. And it's full of different sectors. All these squares are different sectors, and our fleet starbase is down here, as is everybody's fleet starbase. Whichever fleet you're a member of is the starbase you're going to visit. Federation Fleet Starbase, you just double click on it, and your ship will automatically pilot itself there. It's a long way, travelling light years at warp speed. We're going at warp 12 right now. Remember, this is set long after the Next Generation of Voyager, so decades after. So We have transwarp and quantum slipstream now. Anyway, it may take a long time to get to your starbase. You can track your progress here on the mini-map, or you can bring up the big map and track your progress. There you are, with your little arrow travelling across, heading down to the fleet starbase down here. Everybody's in a fleet will go here to visit their starbase. What starbase you see when you get here depends on what fleet you're in. When I go there, the only starbase I'll see is my fleet starbase. If I was in a different fleet, I'd see their fleet starbase. The journey might take a while, so you can always click on quantum slipstream drive to make it a bit quicker. Now we're travelling out warp 32. Quantum slipstream drive is still measured on the warp speed scale. You've got to be careful with quantum slipstream drive though, because you could overshoot your target. Oh, almost did it myself. But here we are, this is the fleet starbase. And when you get close to it, a little pop-up appears to show you that you can approach your starbase, which means you'll leave the open galaxy and enter the system where your starbase is. And that's what we're doing. Entering the solar system where Meriki Command's starbase is. There it is, Meriki Command. That's our fleet starbase. Before we go on board, which you can do, let's have a look around our local solar system. Over here, we'll have a little flyabout, shall we? Over here, we see our fabrication facility, industrial replicator. You can't go on board it, but it's nice to have a look at. If you go over here, we'll see our transwarp gateway. That's how we enter the solar system, this solar system. And if you get close to it, a little pop-up will come up with locations where you can warp to, transwarp to, using a transwarp conduit gateway. Depends on how many locations you can visit, depends on how advanced your fleet's level is. So the more advanced your fleet's level, the more locations you can visit using the transwarp conduit. Now if we keep going over here a bit, we'll find our fleet's communications array. Subspace communications, you can even hear it. Keep going, past our little outer marker boys. Head around here, and there it is, the shipyard. But let's go inside this. This is the one location you can go inside in this solar system. You just get as close to it, and a pop-up will come up saying you can dock. That doesn't happen at the other places here. So let's go on board Meriki Command Starbase and have a look. We're beaming on board, or docking. It's funny, it says dock, but you're actually beaming on board. I suppose you dock your ship at the starbase and then beam from your ship's transporter to the starbase transporter to save you having to run up a bunch of stairs from the docking port to the starbase. Not that there is a docking port that's visible anyway. may take a while to load these fleet locations because they are private instances, private places that only fleet members can go to, or people fleet members invite. No one else can visit your fleet starbase unless they're a member of your fleet or you invite them. They can't visit without permission. Anyway, this is where you find yourself when you dock in the transporter room. And here we are in the operations area. Basically, the starbase's departure lounge, arrivals and departure lounge. A nice fish tank there. Little projects you can run and donate to improve your starbase's facilities. Like you can run a project to get some decorations, or run a project to equip your fleet's shops. Nice decorations here of all the different uniforms throughout time and spacesuits. Down here, the holodeck, though it doesn't work, it's just here for decoration really. Just like Voyager's holodeck. Down here, this is an important room, it's the requisitions area, where you have these characters here with little icons above their heads, like this one. You click on it, you approach him, a little pop-up comes up, and you click on the pop-up and you get access to the store. And he can sell you all kinds of equipment for when you're fighting on the ground. You can buy hand weapons like rifles and pistols and other things. You can buy body armor, personal shield generators, many things. You just have to have a look through and see what you like and what you want to buy. It costs energy credits and dilithium. Over here, you can click on his shop and you can buy little boosts to increase your ship's skill level. They don't last forever, they're consumables, they only last for 4 hours, but during that 4 hours you can be shooting harder than you normally would. Your ship would shoot better than it normally would. Over here you've got the ship Taylor. Click on that and you go into the Taylor's area where you can dress your character in different outfits. Currently this is the outfit I'm wearing, but I can easily switch to any of these. Let's exit the Taylor. And over here, this is the one everyone likes. The Space Requisitions Shop, where you can buy space weapons, phasers, anti-proton weapons, disruptor weapons, Tetrium weapons, polaron weapons, ship engines, ship shields, ship deflector arrays. You get some good stuff from this guy. So let's go somewhere else. Got a conference area up there. You can see the pictures of all the different ships through time, starting with all the different enterprises. I had to run a fleet project and donate to the project until the project completed, and then it rewarded me with all these pictures. A nice decoration for the starbase. Up here we have a bar. got the counsellor here. You can schedule counselling sessions with her by clicking on here. You can go to the barman, click on him, and have him pour a drink, sell you some drinks, whatever. There's all sorts of things you can click on. Replicators, the same. All different things you can replicate for energy credits. Exchange energy credits to replicate things. Look at this guy. His name is Nemo Jones. He's the one that controls all the tribbles you see our starbase infested with. Our starbase has tribbles everywhere, and if you click on him, there are tribbles everywhere. Clean up the tribbles. That's it. But he didn't. He didn't clean them up. But he can. You can switch these tribbles on and off. So you can have tribbles all over the place or not. It's up to you. Got DJ here, and if we signal the DJ, the DJ will start partying music. And you can use your remotes to dance. You can get all your fleet members here and have a nice little DJ party. Over here, the conference room. Probably reserve this table at the bar so you can have a nice meal. If you look up, you can see out into space through the dome. There's the star over there. See a bit of the outside of the starbase there. That's another fleet project you have to run to open up this big viewing window. Otherwise it's just a big metal cover. And if you look down here, you can see all the shuttles coming and going and busyness going on. Down here, you've got this guy here who can sell you fleet officers for your ship and crew. These are new crew people you can add to your ship, or you can just donate them to fleet projects to help improve your starbase or your other locations. Over here you've got a guy who will give you a little quick mission, which will reward you a few fleet credits that you can use to buy stuff in the fleet stores. Over here you've got access to the in-game mail system. Over here you've got access to the banks, the in-game banking system. You can access your own bank for this character, your account bank for all your characters, or your fleet bank, which is a shared bank among all your fleet members. This is what our fleet has in stock that fleet members are welcome to take. I mean, for example, say a player earns something in the game, one of these items, and they don't really want it. They could either sell it on the game's exchange to other players, or they can just drop it in the fleet bank and let another fleet member have it for free. It's up to them. You can either sell it or share it with other fleet members. Let's keep going. Have a bit more of a look around. I'm going to have to speed this video up a bit because it's going to take a long time to look around all this because there's so much to see. go to the turbo lift. And you've got other levels you can visit. Let's go to the science deck. Here, see, some of these doors won't work, some will. In here you've got a medical lab, or science lab, sorry. Lots of good science going on here, and people who will give you assignments to do with science. And all assignments will yield rewards. A few exocomps in here. In here, a medical laboratory with more people you can click on for various assignments and things. It's similar to visiting your ship's interior. Over here, sick bay. Every starbase, every ship, sick bay is an important part of Star Trek. And you can visit the doctor here, who can heal your injuries. When you're playing the game, you can fight an enemy and get injured, and you can come here and get yourself healed. You can make hypo sprays here that you can inject yourself with to heal yourself. You can talk to the doctor who's standing on his chair right now. And you can have a treat your injuries. I've got no injuries listed here at the moment. This person has no injuries. But when I get injured, they get listed here, and this doctor will heal them for free. Whereas, if you don't go to the doctor, you have to pay to heal your injuries. You can go to the replicator and pay for things that will heal your injuries. Or you can just visit a doctor and get it done for free. Well, that's the medical science deck. Now let's take the turbo lift to the engineering deck. Over here again, you've got a dead end here. On this side, got a dead end down there, but not here. In here you've got an engineering laboratory where you can click on people for different assignments or things. You can make ship batteries, weapon batteries to improve your firepower. Yep, this is where all the big science on how to create the ship engines and stuff happens, or how to repair ships. Over here, the engineer. This is the engine room. As you can see, there's no warp core here because it's not a starship. It doesn't need a warp core. It's not moving around anywhere. This woman here, click on her, and she can help you to change the look of your ship. See, it doesn't look like a galaxy anymore. There's the galaxy. Yep, you can change the look of your ship. I chose galaxy when I made my ship. And you can save your look and load it. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to change my ship right now, but that's what you can do with this, obviously. You can change your ship's appearance. I'm going to cancel because I don't want to do it right now. So it's similar to the character tailor. You've got the ship tailor. The character tailor I showed you earlier, where you can change your outfit. You can change your ship's outfit as well. You've got a guy here that will give you assignments to do, that will reward you with different various rewards. Same over there. And this guy, you click on him and he'll repair your ship damage, shadow damage or ship damage for free. If you can't afford to, if you can't be bothered to visit this guy to heal your ship, or you visit the doctor to heal your body, then you can always purchase items like these that will repair your ship, components, and items like these that will heal your injuries. Regenerators to heal your injuries, components to heal your ship. But these cost money. These cost energy credits. And if you can't afford the energy credits to buy these and keep a stack in your inventory, you just go and visit the engineer or the doctor. And you'll get it done for free. Get your heals done for free. Let's go back into the turbo lift and visit tactical. That's a dead end. And if we go this way, we'll enter the Starbase's tactical center. Down here, ship and shuttle requisitions. This is where you come to buy ships. Fleet ships. Very popular. Everybody likes new ships. Or you can select from ships you already own. Like, I've got lots. So you can change from your current active ship to any other ship you own, or you can buy a new ship and add it to your active ships, to your list of active ships. If we go up here, oops, there's a step, I can't get over it. There we go. Ready room for the officer in charge. That would be me. And up here, a captain's chair, or is it a starbase, or is it an admiral? Admiral's chair. You've got your view screens. Bigger than a starbase's bridge. This is bigger than a starship's bridge. This is a starbase tactical center. Anyway, let's head back to the transporter now, which means we go back to the operations area, which we were in when we first got here. So there's a lot of things to buy at this starbase, or just to run assignments and earn goodies, visit bank and the mail system, things like that. It's the same true with other fleet locations. Now, here's where it gets interesting. You talk to the transporter chief to leave the starbase. Now, you can either beam to your ship or return to sector space. That means you can skip the solar system and go straight out into the galaxy on your ship. It's like saying, I'm beaming up. As soon as I'm on board, laying a course. And by the time you get to the bridge of your ship, the ship's already well on its way. Or you can just ask the transporter chief to transport you to other fleet locations. Like you can take a shuttle to the embassy, you can transwarp to the Deliphian line, you can transwarp to the Starbase, to the Spire, you can transwarp to the Fleet Research Lab. But I'd rather go there on my ship, so you can see where these locations are rather than just appearing at them, rather than just transporting there. rather travel there so you can see where in the galaxy they're located. So let's beam to my ship. And now I'm back in my local solar system for my starbase. Meriki Command Starbase. And we can click on the button Return to Sector Space, meaning we will leave the solar system. Leave this solar system. And now we're outside in the greater galactic space. And we want to visit the next location we're going to visit is the fleet's embassy. We have an embassy on the new Romulus homeworld. Remember, according to Star Trek Online storyline, Romulus was destroyed, and the Romulan people set up a new homeworld. And that's where we're heading, so we can visit, because we have an embassy on that homeworld. So again, click the map, zoom out from your starbase, and look for New Romulus, which is here. There it is, New Romulus. Now we're going to head there. Speed the journey up with a bit of quantum slipstream. So you've seen our starbase now. It's quite big and quite a lot there, and it's only for fleet members. No one else is allowed on board without permission. They can't even go in there. You can't visit a fleet starbase without permission from a member of that fleet or being a member of that fleet yourself. You have to be a member of a fleet to visit your fleet to visit a starbase, or get an invite from someone who is a member. That is Meriki Command's private starbase. Just like this embassy we're about to visit, it's Meriki Command's private embassy. Well, we've run out of steam with our quantum slipstream, so we've just got to go slow now. Quantum slipstream doesn't last forever. But as you can see on the map, we're approaching New Romulus now. Getting close. Pass by the Romulan flotilla. To head to New Romulus, where the new Romulans have learned the lesson of their past and are no longer as evil as they once were. They're now being friendly and letting us set up an embassy there. There it is, New Romulus. Just stop here. Ship doesn't stop on a dime. And now we're here, we've got a pop-up saying enter New Romulus solar system. So that's what we're going to do. Because our embassy is on the planet here. Now we're on the planet, we can either beam directly to our embassy, because it's on this planet, New Romulus, or we can beam to the planet and have a look at the outside of our embassy. Instead of beaming straight into the embassy, let's beam to the planet and have a look at the outside of our embassy. Oh, and one of my crew's going to come with me. One of my bridge officers is going to come with me. A non-player character, of course. There he is, my hero, Mr. Scott. Do a hologram of him because he's no longer around in the 25th century. He was back in the 23rd or something. Anyway, this is New Romulus. He's just there to guard me while I'm walking around in the open area. And that's our embassy there, that big building. And to go inside, we just run up to the doorway. Oh, look, statue of Mr. Vulcan statue there, in honour of Mr. Spock. There he is, Mr. Spock. So let's go into our embassy by running up to the huge doors here. He's nothing to do with us. Well, he is if you're playing a mission, but we're not. We're just having a look around. Here we are, inside our own private Merity Command embassy. Now there's the transport room. If we had been directly from our ship to the embassy, we would have ended up there. But we didn't. We went to the planet first so we could have a look at the outside of the embassy. And once you come to the embassy, you enter the lobby. Now there's a help desk, and this woman will give you a little mission to earn some fleet credits. But I don't want to earn credits right now, because I've got plenty. If you go along here, one day we'll have access to the bank from this console, but we need to advance the embassy's level a bit more in order to get access to the bank. And the way to do that is to run projects for the fleet and donate to them. Over here, the in-game mail service. And we can write emails to each other and send each other gifts. Over here, we have access to the in-game exchange, where you can search for things like, for example, if I wanted to buy a phaser, I'd just type in phaser. And look, lots of phasers for sale. There's all sorts of things for sale. You can filter it for all sorts of different things. R&D materials, duty officers, tech upgrades, bridge officers, ship consoles. So that's the exchange. Everybody knows about the exchange. Now, if we head this way, you can see we've got lovely plant decorations everywhere and a nice window up there. We're going to go up there in a minute. Here's the office of the embassy, the embassy's main office. Notice there's little force fields over all the doors. I don't know what the logic in that is. Star Trek Online don't like designing their embassies with force fields over the doors. I think it's something to do with hygiene or security. Nice fish tank there. Little lounge area. Run upstairs. And a research facility. Big research facility, and as you can see, we've got a little tank here where we're researching these little creatures. I forget the name right now. I think they're called Navo or something. And you can look down over the lobby. It's nice decorations. I've made sure when I run my fleet projects, I make sure that all the nice decorations are done so that our locations actually look good, and we've gotten to the stage where we've completed all of the decorations that we can at our level, which is quite impressive really, because it's expensive to get fleet decorations. And I've made sure we've got them all, as many as we can get at the level we're at. And through here, the bar or lounge, where the big heavy meetings happen. The big embassy meetings where you negotiate peace treaties and trade deals and whatever, and ceasefires. I mean, the president of the United Federation of Planets was here once, and so was the leader of the Romulans and the leader of the Klingons. And the leader of the Klingons got poisoned. Or was it shot? Something like that. Big negotiations happen in this room, and you've got your bartenders that you can purchase drinks and food from. And we're back to the lobby from the other side. That was our research facility up there. But that's not all. There's more. Run along here to the turbo lift. You can visit the operations centre. Similar to a bridge of a starship, but for an embassy's operations centre. This is where all the spying takes place. This is where the spies live. This is like MI6 or CIA or something like that. This is where you spy on your allies to make sure they're living up to their agreements. Now, some of these consoles on the side will allow you to purchase things. Like you can requisition bridge officers here. This console is important because you can buy. Where is he? He's a male Romulan tactical officer. There he is. No, that's the female. There he is. Him. He is an important officer because he has a. If you read his description that's popped up, you can see the first one on it is Superior Romulan Operative. That, quite frankly, makes him the best officer in the game. And everybody wants 2 or 3 of these on their ship. 2 or 3 of these bridge officers on their ship. Because they help to increase your ship's firepower. Now, our embassy can supply him. The only reason the button is greyed out at the moment, unlike these ones, is because I haven't got enough dilithium to purchase him. But if I had enough bridge officer space on my ship, but if I did have the space, I could buy him. Not that I need to, because I've already got him. There were other consoles here for duty officers, if we can find them. Tailor service not available because we need to increase our level to get access to the tailor service, but it's not an important thing to get access to. Requisition operational assets. These are like things you can buy which enable you to call in reinforcements during battle. Like you can call in the Deredix battleship to help you out in battle. So if you have one of these, it's like you've earned the right to call in a battleship to help you. You purchase the services of a battleship. Federation recruiter, so you can submit a request for personnel to be transferred to your ship, or you can exchange officers with other officers, or you can just requisition new officers straight from the academy. Oh, I just saw that one. Let's go back to the turbo lift. See, nice decorations everywhere, even this spinny screens around, coming around, and steam coming out of the roof. Are we on fire? let's take the turbo lift to another level. We go to the shuttle bay. Here we are, open roof to launch the shuttles from the shuttle bay. Here we have a console which allows you to purchase consumable items like things that protect you from telepathy, commodities that you can use to trade or complete missions, an extra duty officer slot, which means you have more duty officers, more space on your ship for duty officers, and more duty officers mean more assignments can be completed. Over here you can get some more ground equipment. This ground equipment is different to the stuff you get on the starbase. These are known as kit modules and kit frames. Like, they allow your character to place things like a turret on the ground, such as this, to help you in combat, or a medical generator to stop you from getting injured so quickly, and a force field generator. This console will sell you consoles for your ship. These are devices you can put onto your ship to make your ship do various different things that it wouldn't normally be able to do. These consoles used to be some of the best consoles in game until the game made some changes, and now they're just novelty consoles that are still usable and still fun. They're just not as much with the firepower as they used to be. And up here, to get a nice overview of the place and a nice look. Lots of good places to take screenshots or make little videos like I'm doing. See the Romulan shuttles flying overhead. Now over here you've got a big Romulan shuttle. Some people have commented about Romulan shuttles. If you look at the front of it, it looks like a Cylon. Almost. Romulan shuttles are bigger because they've got huge speed. They're interceptors rather than just transport craft. Well, at least that's my take on it. Now, if you approach this person here, you can talk to the transport officer. Take shuttle if you're ready to go to your fleet starbase, so you can get a shuttle to the starbase here. Do you remember when we were at the starbase and we were standing on the transporter and we could transport directly to the embassy if we wanted to? Well, you can shuttle to the starbase. We could shuttle or transport to the starbase. You can go to the fleet spire as well, or if you like, by clicking on these things. I'm not going to click on them because I want to actually travel there in my ship so I can show you how to get to them from your ship, how to get to these locations from your ship. So let's go back up to the lobby. We don't have to, but we will. Go to New Romulus again. Leave our embassy, and Scott is there ready to protect me from all the untowards that like to hang about here on New Romulus. Like them, the blooming Klingons. Technically they are our allies, but they all stink. Oh look, down there. That's where the Remans live, in the shade. Not comfortable in the light. Anyway, how do we beam back up to our ship from here? Because the beam out button's not working. And the transporter doesn't give you the option. You can't use the new Romulan transporter system to link up to your ship's transporter system. That is odd. I think I've just got a bug. I can't beam up. Usually you can beam up, but for some reason I can't right now. Transport not available. So let's go back to the embassy transport room and beam up that way. The Romulan transporter must be offline. So I'll beam to my ship instead. So I'll use the embassy transporter. Bloody Romulans can't keep the power on in their transporters. And we beam back to our ship then. Next, we're going to leave this system. Which we can't seem to do right now again. Yes, these game bugs sometimes happen because there's a lot of programming involved. The way to deal with this is just to change your instance. The way to deal with this is just to go to a different part of the solar system, change your instance. When a solar system gets full of players, I mean, the game can only handle so many players on one particular location at a time. The game computers, they can only handle so many players in one location at a time. And when that location gets full, the game computers will create another location, identical location for the overflow players. And I just switched from one of those locations to another. Now the button's working, so I can leave the solar system. Leave this solar system. You shouldn't encounter that problem. But I'm returning to the greater galaxy. Normally you'd just be able to easily return to the greater galaxy. The next location we're going to visit will be our fleet's dilithium mine. To do this, our dilithium mine, our starbase and our embassy are both in the galaxy's beta quadrant, just like Earth's solar system. But our dilithium mine is in the alpha quadrant, so we've got to go there. You look on the map and you'll see we're in the beta quadrant here, and there's the alpha quadrant. That's the galaxy map. So we go back to the area map and hit one of these arrows to go to the beta quadrant. Sorry, to go to the alpha quadrant, as it says, go to the alpha quadrant. Different areas of the alpha quadrant. So let's head that way. and we speed up. Passing by a nice nebula, some other solar systems. Oh look, there's a Borg cube over there. Yes, the Borg invasion has begun. The full-on Borg invasion, not just the occasional cube, like all 359 or First Contact. But it's the full-on Borg fleet has come for us. That's why these red alerts are here, asking for ships to respond to threats like the Borg threat, the Folian threat. Anyway, that's beside the point. Let's go to our dilithium mine. We're still heading to the alpha quadrant, and as you can see on the map, we're approaching the edge of the beta quadrant. And when we get to the edge, a pop-up will appear that will allow us to load the beta quadrant, load the alpha quadrant. Aha, here it is. Go to alpha quadrant. So we're leaving the beta quadrant, now going to the alpha quadrant. Our dilithium mine is here in the alpha quadrant. It's a different map now that we're in a different sector, in a different quadrant. If we zoom in, you can see there's Bajor, Deep Space Nine, a dilithium mine for all players to visit, and then there's here Fleet dilithium mine. This is American Command's private dilithium mine, and that's where we're going. So we double click on it, so our ship will automatically navigate there. Let's go to the mine. Now we can't. Can we still quantum slipstream? Yes, we can. No, we can't quantum slipstream because our slipstream drivers run out of steam. It does that. You can't keep at slipstream speeds forever. Uses up too much warp core power. Ah, there we are. It's back up again. Slipstream engine had cooled down, so it's able to be used again. Well, we better stop or we might overshoot. Looking at the mini-map, we're approaching, so we don't want to overshoot. So we switch off the slipstream. Not all ships have slipstream. Well, they do, but you have to be a certain level to use it. And here we are. There's our dilithium mine planet. Oops, little graphics error there. I got a bit too close to the star. This solar system is where our dilithium mine is. Our fleet only dilithium mine. Not like that mine over there, which is for everyone. Now this is more exclusive, just for us, just for American Command. And we enter the solar system where the dilithium mine is. So this is the third location for American Command that we've visited. Our dilithium mine. Yep, lots of busybody ships going around, as it is at all locations. Non-player ships, and sometimes even player ships. You might meet a friend here. Sometimes at some of these locations you might meet another fleet member who's also visiting. And if we fly around a bit, you can see all the different facilities busily going about its work. All the different asteroids where the mining is taking place. So that's what our dilithium mine looks like. It's an asteroid built around a gas giant. And if we contact traffic control, this button here, they will allow us to either transwarp to the fleet starbase directly or transwarp to the fleet spire directly without having to travel the long distances of space. We can just jump straight there. Or we can beam to the surface of the mine, have a look at the surface, which is what we're going to do, the mine's interior. Here we are. This is our American Command Fleet dilithium mine. Looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Yep. Dilithium crystals up here. Now if you talk to this guy, he runs a shop that sells warp cores for your ship. You buy different warp cores to try them out on your ship. Singularity cores if you're a Romulan. Because Romulans don't use warp cores, they use singularity cores. You can talk to this woman here. She runs a shop that will sell you porters. These are those little creatures that can eat through solid rock with acid, and Mr. Spock can mind meld with them and shout out, "The pain!" Or you can hire a crew member. Or like purchase. Or even Ferengis. Ferengis and Remans love working in mines. Ferengis for the profits, Remans for the dark. And speaking of Ferengis, this one is selling consoles for your ship. He's selling armor plating consoles. This will make your ship tougher, like neutronium armor on your ship. You have this console on and you'll be able to control neutronium armor improvements. Here you've got monotonium armor. And here you've got engine boosts. These will make your engines a bit better, give you a better turn rate for your ship, for a little more speed. Down here we've got access. We will have access to the exchange when we level our dilithium mine up a bit, and we're getting there. Most of these amenities come up when you've leveled up to the maximum, and it takes years to do that. The mail system, again, just like on the starbase and the embassy. The bank. Oh, that's my bank. Oh, full of gold stuff. Lovely. My own personal bank. Let's see if any of these other guys have anything. This one is important. A lot of items in game are purchased through the trade of dilithium. You trade dilithium to get hold of various items for your ship, like a new weapon or a new console, a new computer console, or a new shield, or a new warp. Lots of things you can purchase using dilithium. But you must have refined dilithium. Now, when you receive dilithium, it is in its raw ore form. and you have to refine it in order to use it in trade. But the game only allows you to refine 8,000 dilithium crystals per day. So if you want something that costs more than 8,000 dilithium crystals, you will have to save up several days worth of refining to get it. Like if you want something that costs 32,000 dilithium and you can only refine 8,000 per day, then that's 8, 16, 24, 32. That's 4 days of refining to buy that item. The good thing about being in a fleet is this guy. He will allow you to refine an extra 500 dilithium on top of the maximum amount. So people who aren't in fleets can refine 8,000 crystals a day. People who are in fleets with this guy's help can refine 8,500. And if you're a veteran player, you can go to the academy and make that 9,000. Because there's another guy at the academy that would do it, but only for people who are veteran players. Meaning they've been playing for a long time and they've earned the rank of veteran. So this guy will let you refine an extra 500 dilithium crystals on top of your daily limit of 8,000. Very important guy, this guy. Now, here we go. The force field, because the door's open to space. So you don't go through that door. You don't go through this force field unless you want to die in the vacuum. You've got to put a spacesuit on first. That's why there's spacesuits here. This guy will give you little projects you can do out there in the mine. We're not going to do them, but we are going to go out there and have a look. But you can't go out there unless you own a spacesuit, which I do. So I just open up my inventory and see if I've got my spacesuit anyway, which I haven't. It must be on another character, so what I'm going to do is find my spacesuit quickly. Any spacesuit will do, I suppose. This one's good enough. It's about the only one I've got. And now I activate it. Now that I'm wearing it, I activate my spacesuit so I can breathe. And then we can go out into the vacuum where we're weightless all of a sudden. Yep, Rarity Command's private dilithium mine is weightless. There are little projects you can do out here. You can mine crystals to increase your character's personal dilithium supply. And as I said before, that's how you trade to buy things with dilithium crystals or energy credits that you can earn with little projects and other kinds of currency. There's somebody doing some mining already, a non-player character. Rarity Command's dilithium mine is quite a beautiful place actually. Just like the embassy, it's nicely decorated. The starbase is all clean and tidy. The embassy is futuristic looking. The embassy is all organic and green and nicely decorated and soft looking. And the dilithium mine is very, well, crystally, for want of a better word. You can even see some gold crystals and some special extra pure ones. Yep, you can come out here and you can gather up crystals just like that non-player character was doing. And refine them and then trade them. It's a huge area to explore here. There's another guy. There's even caves that you can go down in if I can find one. Somewhere there's a cave, I know, I remember because I went in it. See the planet up there? It's a pity I can't see my ship up there. Yeah, the idea is just to explore around to see what you find. Oh, yeah. You can do projects where you can do what he's doing to get the lithium crystals. I know there is a cave here somewhere. Oh look, horta eggs. And a hole in the rock where the hortas have been helping us mine, helping us with our mining needs. There goes one. There's a horta. You can purchase these as pets that will follow you around. In fact, do I have one? I've got one in my inventory, but it's not on here. Let's see. Just the wrong button. I haven't got one available at the moment, but you can purchase them and activate them to have them follow you around like a pet. I can't seem to find the cave, but I know there's one around here because I've been in it. It's the cave you have to go into to find highly extra special lithium crystals. Super pure ones. The kind that allow your ship quantum slipstream and transwarp and things like that. I'll find it. Maybe the game has changed it and there's no longer a cave. Or made it more difficult to find. More challenging. Or maybe you have to accept the assignment to gain access to the cave. I'm a veteran player and I can't remember what to do. That just gives you an idea of how much there is that can be done. One more circuit and we'll see if we can find it. did I find it? No. Well, this is a cave, but it's not the cave I was thinking of. There's one with lots of dilithium crystals all over it, and you have to jump down and you can fall and injure yourself. Maybe they took it out of the game because it's been a long time since I've been here, and they probably made a change and took it out of the game because nobody was playing with. Or maybe I'm just silly and can't find it. Or maybe it's up on one of these ledges and it'll take you forever to find it. Unless you've accepted an assignment that will point you to it. Doesn't matter anyway, we don't have to see it. Whoa! I'm on fire! I'm on fire! I'm dying! Anyway, that's enough of hunting for the cave. I think we'll just check this middle section here. No. That's enough of hunting for the cave anyway, because this video is going to take forever if I keep looking around. What's that sound? Oh, it's that mining device. Okay. I can take my spacesuit off now. Put my armour back on. What armour was I using? Adapted Mako, I believe. Yep. Yes, my armour is invisible. I could show it to you by just briefly by change outfit to Mako armour. There we go. That's my Mako armour. That's what I'm wearing at the moment. Even when I'm not, even when you can't see it, I've always got it on underneath my clothing. Battle armour. But I prefer to use holographic disguise to get rid of it. Can't remember what I was wearing now. There we go. I prefer to appear like this, even though my armour is still on underneath my appearance. Now, I also know that our fleet needs to upgrade our dilithium mine a bit more because we don't have access to the upper level. There is another area up there, a kind of relaxation area, a bar, a lounge. I know that because I've been to other people's, other fleets that have access to it. I have other characters that are in other fleets that have access to the upper level of the dilithium mines. My fleet, this fleet, doesn't have access. We need to run a fleet project to gain access, permanent access to the upstairs. For example, once we complete this project, interior second level access. Now we haven't got long to go to complete this. We're at 4,000 points, we need 6,000 to complete this. So it shouldn't be long. I reckon we'll have it before the end of the year. As I say, it takes years to do this on when you've only got, how many members have we got at the moment? The only one online. 44 members. getting them to donate to the fleet rather than keep it all to themselves. And it's hard, as all fleet leaders know. But as I said from the get-go when I created this fleet, we'd rather have strong characters than brilliant locations. So people tend to spend their hard-earned cash on their character rather than on the fleet. But that's alright, because it's better to have strong fleet characters than it is to have strong locations. It makes for better gameplay if your fleet mates are strong enough to stand beside you in battle. Anyway, that's our fleet mine. Now we go on to another location. So let's beam to our ship. And head back to the Alpha Quadrant. Sorry, we're in the Alpha Quadrant. We're heading back to the Beta Quadrant. Yep, these private instances take a bit longer to load because they have to load right from scratch. Whereas the public areas of the game don't take so long to load because they don't have to load from scratch. They're already in the game's system, cached in. Whereas these private instances have to be cached in from scratch. I think that's how it works. I'm not an expert with computers. So this is our diving mine, and we can say goodbye to it and return to sector space. Engage. So we have to go back to the Beta Quadrant now, which means clicking on the map, clicking on the edge of the Alpha Quadrant, so we can travel to the Beta Quadrant. Oh, we're doing a turn first. Ooh, I've made a mistake. We're not going to the Beta Quadrant. There's another location here in the Alpha Quadrant that I wanted to show off, and it temporarily slipped my mind. It's my favourite location, because anyone who knows me knows I'm all about the original Star Trek series. And way up here, there it is, K-13 Space Station. That's where we're going. So you've seen 3 locations already, now we're on to the 4th. It's the newest location, and my personal favourite. Because it's not as clean and tidy as the other locations. And I'm all about the original Star Trek series. That's why normally I'm not flying this Galaxy class, I'm normally flying an old-fashioned Constitution class. Oh, we're passing by the other mining facilities. We're passing by the Deferred mining facility, which is used in a mission. This K-13 is a long way to go because it's, according to the storyline, it's on the very edge of explorer space. It used to be part of Federation space, but then it suffered some kind of weird, crazy temporal accident, and it popped up again in far reaches of the galaxy, the edge of space. If I've got my storylines correct and not confused. which is probably what I've done. There's so much to keep track on in this game, which is why I keep playing, because you never get bored. So we approach the system, and now we're entering the system. Here we are at K13. Another fleet holding. Beautiful location. As you can see, there's lots of asteroids flying about, and they can strike onto your ship. That's why there's lots of other little ships flying about to shoot them and break them up a bit. And you can actually fly around here and shoot some of these asteroids yourself. That's why it's fun. Let's just find one I can shoot at. There's one. Oh no, he beat me to it. See if we can find an asteroid to shoot, but it's hard. No, they beat me to it. Completed the project so we don't have to do the shooting. We get these freighters to do it for us. This Daedalus class starship and other things. That way, when you enter this system, you're not accosted by asteroids bashing off your hull. Because you've got guards to prevent that now. We never used to. See if we can get him. Get close. No, missed him. And there's one, there's one. There we go. Got one. Without these guards, you'd be shooting them all day. Yep, anyway. That's what you can do here. But let's go to the K13 station itself, which is down there. Look at that beautiful sun. This beautiful system. They really did a good job with this. Anyway, now that we're close to the station, there it is, K13. If I can get a good zoom in on it, you can see that it's not complete, it's suffered damage. It's an old station from 150 years ago, according to storyline timeline. And you can dock. Docking means parking your ship and then beaming on board. And here we are at the old-fashioned transporter room. This is in the lounge area. Straight away, you've got a person who will give you an assignment to earn fleet marks. I'm not going to do it, but you can if you want. I don't want to spoil it. You've got Docking Master, who will let you choose from your active ships. You can change your ship to any other ships that you own. Got a guy here. You can buy ships, just like at the starbase. You've got a bar lounge here, and if you go up to this control panel, this comm panel, you can request to have the shutters opened, so you can look out. Is that a Galaxy class starship I see out there? No, it must be on the other side of the station. Get out of the way. Yep, all these crew people all in old uniforms, even Klingons. Even some Klingons around somewhere. It's because they were all in stasis when the the space station was lost, and when we finally found the space station 150 years later, we woke him up from stasis. Look, there's a Klingon without ridges on her head. Yep, it's the old series Klingons, no ridges on their foreheads. And if we go into this door, got a person here who will sell you some things. Old series duty officers and the like. Here you can buy old series base weaponry and ground weaponry. Twin phaser beam arrays that shoot blue phasers instead of red ones like the old series did. Because if you remember the old series, the phasers were blue, whereas in the new series they're red. Yep, lots of junk that needs cleaning up. And that will get cleaned up as we level up our location. As we level up this location, all this junk will be cleaned up. There's still some people in cryostasis. Got all the old sound effects going on. Keep going. All the way around. Into another location, another lab. Here you can buy kits for your character, consoles for your ship that do various things. Like one of these will allow your ship's weapons to have a greater penetration against enemy hull. And this allows you to change your personality. Give you different traits or teach you new things. Through here, what's this guy? Hello, Balok's puppet. What do you say to yourself? He says, "We are now considering the disposition of your ship and the life aboard." Good for my ship and the life aboard. What else do you say? You have been examined. Your ship must be destroyed. What? Yeah, he's just a puppet for fun. Oh look, she's studying tribbles today. And a targ by the looks of things, or whatever it is. A moffat, a targ, I don't know. There's so many different things in this game, you never know. You never keep it all straight. And that's what keeps it interesting. And now we've gone all the way around and we're back in through the other door. Nice little office. With the old UFP flag. And one of these turbo lifts. Ah, yes. Hang on a minute. Ah, yeah, you stand in the middle. There was a pop-up here. It was hard to find it. There is a pop-up here. I know it. There it is. Take turbo lift to second floor. And here we are. Upstairs looking down. Yep, this station suffered a lot of damage during its fantastic exotic sleigh ride. Okay, so that's K13. Oh look, that officer's decided to fall through the deck, another computer glitch. These glitches you're seeing around, don't blame Star Trek Online for them. Sometimes it's your own computer, and other times it's but most of the time it's the internet itself. Internet companies failing to upgrade the internet lines and things to have them keep up with stuff or let them get damaged. Anyway, here we go. Let's beam up to our ship then. We'll go on to the next location in the Beta Quadrant. The one that I almost went to and skipped this area, which I would have been really devastated about. Oh, look. Yeah. Ouch. Can't shoot that one because it's not one of those fast flying ones. It's an ice one, not a rock one. Or at least that's my guess on it all. Really, let's have a look at some of these ships. Some of these non-player ships. There's freighters. There's an old Constitution there. Pioneer class. A Ranger class. Yeah, they're all standing guard for us, so we don't get it. There's a no, that's another one. Yeah, there's all different types. You can have fun looking around it. Now, also, when we advance our level, we'll see some creatures here as well. I don't know if you remember the episode from the Next Generation Encounter at Farpoint. I can't remember the name of the creatures that were in that episode, the two mated creatures. But those creatures will appear here when we advance our level. Whoa, that was an automatic shot. Anyway, return to sector space before we get bombarded with asteroids. Now we're in the large galaxy again. We can go where we were going to go. The Beta Quadrant. Yes, American Command is quite big now. Lots to see. Lots to do. Well, I say big. Big by my standards. It's bigger than I ever thought it would get. I thought it would just last for a couple of months and then everyone would lose interest and it would be done for. But I persevered, kept it going, and it's become more than I ever hoped it would be. And when we finally complete this level 4 in our starbase, we'll have access to really good fleet ships to buy. And that's when people will want to start to join our fleet. That's when every fleet, when they reach that level, they start finding new members. Because everybody wants those fancy fleet ships and we're almost there to be able to provide them. We can provide some of the fancy fleet ships already. Like the new Miranda class that just came out. We could provide a fleet version of that. Look, we're travelling. Let's hit quantum slipstream. Now, normally I zip back and forth between these locations all the time in split seconds, but I'm going the long way at the moment just to show people who haven't the ability to zip and zap like I do. New players who haven't learned all that needs to be learned, or that is able to be learned. God, the Galaxy class, beautiful ship, and the game has really done it justice. There we go, we've reached the border of the Alpha Quadrant, so we're going to transit to the Beta Quadrant. Here we are in the Beta Quadrant, and to get to our next location, it's near where New Romulus was. Where New Romulus is, it's not far from it. It's inside a Dyson sphere. And this is an Iconian gateway, but it's a space gate for ships, not a normal ground gate for people. And that's where we're going. We click on that to head there. Yep, as you saw on the TV show, there was an episode where Captain Picard found the original Iconian homeworld, and there were gateways there that could transport a person to another planet, any other planet. There was an episode of Deep Space Nine where Captain Sisko and the Jem'Hadar found one and blew it up. Well, those were ground gates for people. There are also, we've learned in Star Trek Online, that there are space gates for ships. And this gate is going to take our ship to a Dyson sphere. The Solanae Dyson sphere. Not to be mistaken with the one from the TV show that's from the Next Generation where Scotty was crashed against. It's not that one, although that one is in game. This is a different one. We've got much further to go? Nope, so it's not worth hitting quantum slipstream. This video is turning out to be quite lengthy actually, because there's just so much to see. A good tour of fleet locations. Nobody's really done a video like that, I don't think, since my last one. And that was when my fleet was new. It's now 2 years old. Two and a half, really. And back when it was new, we hardly had anything. Some of these locations didn't even exist. There it is. The Iconian gateway for starships. Now, as you can see, this gateway leads to two different locations. The Solanae Dyson sphere, which is where we're going, or the Jenolan Dyson sphere, which is the one that Mr. Scotty was crashed against. Now, I know it says Delta Quadrant for the Jenolan Dyson sphere, but that's because we've learned in Star Trek Online that Dyson spheres can move. They can jump location under the right circumstances. Anyway, let's take the gateway to the Solanae Dyson sphere. Here we are, inside the Solanae Dyson sphere, flying in the atmosphere, meaning you could walk out onto your ship's hull and still be able to breathe, because it's an oxygen atmosphere. Although gravity doesn't reach this high from the ground, so your ship can still not be pulled down. However, it is a bit harder to fly around here because you're flying through the thickness of air rather than the vacuum of space. Now this is a spire, this big thing here. There's lots of things here, lots of tall buildings reaching up from the ground, and that is a spire. The bigger ones are called spires. That is a public spire that anyone can visit. However, if we go away from it, the opposite direction, over here, we will leave Allied controlled atmosphere to enter American command controlled atmosphere, our own private fleet location. This is the 5th location that American command controls. Here we are. No one can come into this part of the atmosphere without our permission, without our fleet's permission. We'll fly around, up and down. There are other non-player ships here that you might encounter from time to time. I believe there's even an accolade you can get here if memory serves from flying around. Although that might have changed because it was a long time ago when I got that accolade. These are supposed to be ship transporters, but they don't actually work because the Solid Dyson sphere was old and abandoned when we found it. So this is our spire, American Command Spire. And if we contact traffic control, we can dock at the spire. Here we are in the interior. This is the spire. It's like coming through that door. Over here we have a nice little bar. And there's a person here who can sell you VOF duty officers for your crew. Remember the VOF? They're dinosaurs. Currently at war with them for control over this Dyson sphere. But some of them have defected to our side and we can use them as crew people. Down here, see, the stairs pop out when you approach them, and the barriers pop up when you approach them to protect you. We'll look at that in a minute. Here we have access to the mail, the in-game mail system, the in-game banking system. This is where the exchange will be, I believe, if we gain access to it eventually. Important guy. Probably the most important selling guy in the game. Second only to that Romulan bridge officer I showed you. Everybody seems to want 2 or 3 of on their ship. This guy, he sells these things. Vulnerability locators. They make your weapons a ton load stronger. Your ship weapons a ton load stronger. I mean, if we look at my ship right now, you can see I've got some of them on there. And they'll make my phasers stronger. I bought loads of these over time for different energy types, like for phasers, for anti-protons, for disruptors. lot of. There's even these ones which help with torpedoes, even some of them. Warp cores, singularity cores, hangar pets if your ship has got a hangar bay, and training to help you fly in the atmosphere of a Dyson sphere. You can select your ship from your ship list, your ship roster. You can even purchase ships. Now here they've got some special ships that are specifically for the Dyson sphere. If memory serves, but I can't. Maybe memory isn't correct, but they used to be able to do that. Here, more different kit modules and kits for your character, like I'll show you on mine. There, he carries a kit full of these items, full of these modular items. It's like a backpack with modular items in it, like a portable turret, some mines, a quick recharge for his shields, a medical health generator. You can buy that sort of thing from her. If we go through this door and keep going, we've got a conference room. It's basically just a decoration room like the holodeck on the Starbase. But it's a nice place for fleet members to gather and sit down and discuss what the fleet goals are and what they want to do with the fleet and what the future of the fleet is going to do and what the rules are for being a member, like what does it take to, what does a person have to do to get promoted? What does a person have to do to get kicked out? All sorts of things. If we go here and we approach here, look at that. Now we're up here in the command area having an overview of the whole place. Now here's where it gets interesting. A bit fun. Press this button and watch this area up here. We've activated the, what is that word? Orrery? Because we're in Aura looking at it, I don't know. But that's a map of the Dyson sphere, and we can see the area that's been explored. This is the Federation controlled area, or should I say the Coalition controlled area, a coalition between Federation, Klingon Empire and Romulans, all working together to control this area. Whereas this area is disputed, owned by the Voth and the Undine. Undine is better known as Species 8472. And it's all about these things, omega particles. The battle is all about that, because apparently the Dyson sphere is powered by omega particles. This little console will allow you to change the holographic display of a ship. That's a nice torpedo boat, that ship. The Manticore. Romulan ship. What is that one? Ooh, that's a Cattian ship, I think. For the cat-like species. Yep, activating the aura really lightens up this place. Let's close it again for a moment. Put it all back into shadow. It's like turning the lights on. And activate it again. It's like putting the lights on. And if you go over here to this console, you can open the balcony doors to let some more light in. And you can even walk along to the edge and have a look over Meriki Command's personal territory. You can't jump off the edge, I've tried. Pity you can't use the rising backpack that allows you to fly around, the anti-grav pack or whatever it's called, the rising flyer. It's a backpack that allows you to fly around the planet Riser. Maybe here they should do something different and give you gravity boots that are jet boots like Mr. Spock had in Star Trek 5. Let's see down there, docking port. Can't run fast enough to jump off of it. So that's the Dyson Sphere Spire. Each location has something very important that can be purchased, and along with other interesting items to enhance your gameplay. Now let's contact traffic control and beam to our ship. And now we're in our own territory space. It's quite big. I think it's if you fly through each of these, you get an accolade. Each of those things I flew through earlier, those ship transporters, these. Anyway, let's travel back to Allied space. Leave our own personal backyard and go into the street. that's how I see it. So we've just left our spire, which is over there, and there's the public spire. Got to be careful going over there because you might get shot at. The enemy sometimes infiltrates that area. Nice little garden down there. It reminds me of Cloud City in Star Wars. No, we don't want to go back to the spire. We're flying back to the gateway. Because we've just seen the spire. We've just seen the 5th location. Return to the Tau Lui sector, which is in the Beta Quadrant. Use this gateway to travel back to the gateway we first entered in. And where is it? There it is. we can use this gateway again to go to the Delta Quadrant. Because this gateway goes to 2 different locations. It goes to the location we were just at, the Solar Dyson Sphere. But it also goes to the Janolan Dyson Sphere in the Delta Quadrant. So let's go there. Let's use the gateway to go there. And there it is, the Janolan Dyson Sphere. The one that Mr. Scotty's ship crashed against, and then he suspended himself in a transporter until the Enterprise D found him. But the Enterprise D didn't find him and crashed on it here in the Delta Quadrant. They found him crashed on it in a different place. Because the Delta Quadrant was too far away from the Enterprise D. So that means the sphere must have moved location. And there is a third Dyson sphere in the game, a smaller one. And that one did move location, because that one is the Iconium one. It moved from the Andromeda galaxy, I think, all the way to the Milky Way galaxy. And inside it was an Iconian invasion fleet. Anyway, you can go into this Dyson sphere and you can visit the public area known as Delta Command, but we're not going there. We're going to private areas. We're going to our fleet areas. And the final area we're going to, in the Delta Quadrant, you can see the galaxy map, we're now here. We're going to, if I can find where it is. That's not it. Where's the icon? It's here somewhere. What's up with me? I can't find it. Do a search. There it is. It's hidden underneath a pop-up. Fleet Research Lab. That's where we're going. The Krenim Research Facility. Yes, we made contact with the Krenim race. If you remember the Voyager episode Year of Hell, the 2-part story, with all that crazy time travel stuff going on, and that ship that wiped out species of time, the Anoraks. That's the race we've made contact with, and they're our allies, and they're allowing us access to their time travel technology here at the base, so we can build defences for the Iconian War. This is our Krenim Research Facility, and if we approach it, solar system. Here we are, in our solar system with our research facility. Our final location. Location number 6. Let's have a look, and you can see Krenim ships around here. The Krenim built some really good ships. There's 3 playable Krenim ships in game at the moment. They all have their charms. But we're not here to talk about ships. We're here to dock here. To dock at our facility. Contact traffic control. Beam to interior. Notice they don't say dock this time. And here we are in our Krenim lab, as we call it. Through here. Nice holographic display there. This Lefian, he's a doctor. He can heal your injuries. I wouldn't trust him. Not after what they did to Dr. Bashir. Over here. Well, we need to level up to get access to this place, but it'll give you extra slots for your research and development projects that your character can run. Over here, a Romulan who will repair your ship. Yes, because we're part of a coalition now with the Federation, the Romulan Republic, and the Klingon Empire have all joined forces to face down the Iconian threat, because it's such a huge threat. Soon we'll have access to the exchange here, the bank here, and the mail we've already got access to. We're making progress. But the thing about this facility is everything unlocks once you've leveled to maximum. It doesn't unlock a bit at a time as you level up. Well, it sort of does, but not much. And you've got a button here that you can click, and if you watch these areas here on the ceiling, you click the button, and there you go. The mysteries of time. Yes, it's alive, it has moods, and it's vengeful. I've seen whole civilizations die and brought back at a whim. Is there more to see? Through here. We have a duty officer here. They can give you some assignments. Over here, more kit frames for your characters. Duty officer gives you research and development missions, which are very useful missions, some of them. Well, they're not really missions, they're projects you can do. Over here, a shop that sells consoles. These consoles are very important because they allow your ship, some of them allow your ship to drain enemy shields or prevent your own shields from being drained. They can also improve your ability, your ship's deflector abilities for creating things like tachyon beams and gravity wells and Titan's Rift. Your ship can do all that now. It can create a gravity well to get an enemy trapped in, or a Titan's Rift. Yep. Up here, just for decoration, it's a temporal core, I believe. Some kind of weird temporal experiment going on. More amenities at these locations become available as you improve the locations through the completion of projects that are associated with these locations. And in here we've got a conference lounge with a nice window to view outside. A nice conference table, decorations all around. This is where the big meeting happened to plan the strategy against the Iconians, chaired by a Klingon general with Nog, Captain Nog, the Ferengi at his side. Yes, he's a captain now. Nog is a captain. And his father is the Grand Nagus of Romulus. Rom. Oh, isn't that a nice looking floor? Bridge officer vendor. That's where you can get your Krenin duty officers, the kind that will allow you to save weapon power on use of directed energy modulation, if you know what that means. Duty officer store. More duty officers. You can buy a pack of them. Here, you can buy secondary deflectors for your ship. Different types. So, I mean, the Starship Voyager has 2 deflectors, according to the TV show. It has a main deflector underneath its saucer section, and it has a secondary deflector on top of its saucer section. That's that little dip in the front of its saucer section. And the game has got that on several ships as well. 2 deflectors. The ship I'm flying currently doesn't have 2 deflectors because it's a Galaxy class. But if I took out my Intrepid class, I'd have to put on a second deflector. And here, some more little kit abilities. Nice ones. And here, another tailor. So you can change your outfit. She's also got a store where you can buy Krenin uniforms. And look at that, that's all chronoton particles in there. The mysteries of time. And a holodeck, just like at the Starbase. And there is actually an episode you can play which will activate this holodeck, but only during the episode, and then only using the episode content as the holographic simulations. Look at that device on there being experimented with. Anyway, I think we've covered it all now. I think we've covered all 6 locations belonging to Meriki Command. So we contact traffic control, and instead of going back to sector space, like instead of going back up to my ship, going back to space, like I said, and travelling all those distances, instead transwarp directly to the Fleet Starbase. In other words, transwarp from the Delta Quadrant directly back to the Beta Quadrant Fleet Starbase. There it is, Meriki Command. And you can dock. See, this is how I tend to travel. The reason I went a long way around now is to show people how to get to each one individually. But you don't really have to do that. Not with Meriki Command. We've leveled up high enough so you can just zip zap between them. Our fleet is now level 39, so we can just zip zap between our fleet locations nice and easy. example, transport to other fleet holdings. Let's go to the embassy. And here we are in the embassy shuttle bay. As you saw before on New Romulus. That was quick. Yep. 3 days travel in a single instant. Yep. Let's take a shuttle to the Spire. Here we are, in the Spire. Talk to traffic control. Let's transport to the dilithium mine. Here we are at the dilithium mine. Let's beam down. You don't have to beam down, you can just zigzag between them. But I just want to make sure you can see that we are actually at these locations without having to travel. Not all fleets can do this, only the ones that have leveled up to the right sufficient level can zigzag around and traffic control. Now, since we can't go to the Krenim laboratory from here yet, let's go back to the starbase. And dock. So we zip-zapped back to the starbase. And we can now transwarp to the research lab in the Delta Quadrant. 80,000 light years in an instant. Voyager, Captain Janeway, eat your heart out. We're in the Delta Quadrant. If only Captain Janeway knew about those Iconian gateways. Yep, they allow good old transporter network for those who are sufficiently high level enough to get to use it. Did I just press the wrong button? No. So that's it. All 6 locations. Now, what I'm going to do is return to sector space and head back to Earth space dock so we can end the video where it began. Now that you've seen everything. And we're in the Delta Quadrant. Don't you just hate it when that happens? It returned us to sector space, yes, but in the Delta Quadrant, not outside the fleet starbase. But the reason the game does that is because people are playing missions here in the Delta Quadrant, but they need to quickly pop to the starbase to fetch something and then continue their mission in the Delta Quadrant. So the system will return you to where you were before you transwarped or transported to your fleet location. It will return you afterwards back to where you were so you can continue what you were doing rather than having to go back the long way. So that way you can just quickly zip, zap and pop. For example, instead of travelling all the way back to Earth space dock, like I was going to before I ended up here, I can just hit my own transport button and choose Solar System. And use my ship's transport to get there. That form of transporting becomes available as you level up your duty officer assignments. I think it's exploration assignments. These assignments, as you level them up, you get access to transwarps. I think, if memory serves, I'm not sure. But here we are back at Earth space dock in the Earth solar system. You can travel here the long way, or you can just do what I did and zip zap between places. So isn't that good? When you level your fleet up to a certain level, you'll be able to just zip zap between locations. And this is where we started the video. Now, one last thing to mention before I end is these 6 locations. Every fleet in the game has the same 6 locations in the same places, but each fleet has them slightly different depending on the level of their fleet and what projects they've run for their fleet. So some fleets at level 5 will have their starbase won't look as fancy from the outside, and they won't have as many amenities inside, like shops and bank access and ships for sale. Whereas other fleets who are higher level will have much bigger starbase and much more things going on inside. And the way to improve your fleet's level is through the projects associated with each location. These projects, we've got our starbase projects here, and somebody has filled them up so they're getting ready to complete in 19 hours, and then the next ones will kick in. There's more here, and here, and here, and here. Okay, all our projects are being filled up by someone. Isn't that nice? Somebody just filled up our entire fleet projects. It wasn't me. Somebody must have had all that needed donating were fleet marks. These things. And as you see, I have none, because I've been donating with them all the time. But somebody else must have filled up the remainder. Isn't that nice? Whoever you are, thank you very much if you're watching. If you get to watch this video. It is much appreciated, because it's so hard to fill up the fleet marks when you're donating to projects. Everything else can be purchased with, you can just bankroll it with money, which is what I've been doing. But fleet marks, you can't bankroll them, you have to actually play the game to get them. And it takes ages. But thanks to some kind person, we've got loads of stuff. Oh, we've got another fleet member online somewhere. He's a new fleet member, he joined today. He, she, her, I don't know much about them. A new player. Anyway, this is our starbase. As you can see, I've named it SS Meriki starbase. SS Meriki, because all starbases start with SS, I think. Sky Tower Command. Sky Tower because she's the leader of the roleplay group that is the parent group of Meriki Command Fleet. The roleplay group is called Starfleet Renaissance, SFR for short, and it doesn't exist in Star Trek Online anywhere other than Meriki Command. It exists, the large group exists in another game called Second Life. Darker Projects Research Lab, I named that after a website that I enjoy listening to audiobooks from, audio plays and audio theatre. That's why I named it this. K13, I decided not to name that because K13 is good enough. I might give it a name at some point. I might ask my fleet members if they want to give it a name, but it has to be a name that's associated with original stuff. Renaissance Embassy, aka Starfleet Renaissance, our parent group. Firelight Mine. That is named after Commodore Teresa Firelight, who, in that roleplay group, when I'm on Second Life and not on Star Trek Online, and I'm role-playing with that group, I am not a Fleet Admiral. Over there, I am a Chief Engineer of a starship. And she is the captain of the starship, Commodore Teresa Firelight. So you can give your places their own specific name. You don't have to call it Delivery Mine Embassy K13 Research Lab. You can give them their own names, and you can put a little message on there as well, like, this dependable place will always be here for us to get what we need to fight the good fight. Plenty of Delivery crystals, no less. The Romulans have the same potential as the Vulcan cousins. We must help them. That's the embassy. Remember, history will be doomed to repeat it. Krenin Science Lab, Darker put it, there's nothing to see here, nothing going on. Please move along. Yep, because that's where we're doing all our black ops. Messing with time travel and stuff. The Voth, the Under, the Iconians, we must have somewhere to gather our allies to fight. And Tier 4 is not far away. In other words, I'm really hinting people to try and get these filled up. Which they're doing, as you can see. Because these weren't full when I started this video, but they are now. You can have fleet news and fleet events. As we've got an event scheduled for Thursday, as we do every Thursday. Different information about the fleet. But this wasn't really about any of that. This was just about showing the locations and what's there and how to get to them. In a very long-winded fashion for new players, so that there's no question that they can't understand what's going on, how to get to these places, and how to have a look around for themselves and learn what needs to be learned to play the game well. So this is Fleet Admiral Alt Lexington from Meriki Command saying, I hope this wasn't boring. I hope it was helpful to new players and players transferring over from Second Life for the first time to have a look at Star Trek Online, to have a look at our expansion of Meriki Command, our expansion of Starfleet Renaissance. And enjoy. Enjoy our fleet locations. Join our fleet, enjoy our locations. And if you're so inclined, help us donate to our projects to help us improve. That's all. Bye. See you next video. Oh, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the like buttons. Maybe make a comment. Thanks.